तव कथामृतम् तप्तजीवनम् कविभिरीडितम् कल्मषापहम् श्रवणमङ्गलम् श्रीमदाततम् भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः।
कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जना. We are studying the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, and today we have to take up the conversations of 6th April 1885. That is a Monday. Heading of the chapter is with the devotees in Calcutta. So he has again come to Balram Babu's house. Sri Ramakrishna sat in the drawing room of Balram's house talking to him. It was a very hot day and long past 3 o'clock. He had come to Calcutta to see some of his young disciples. Now, I refer to the Bengali, Sangopangade. That means the young disciples who were like his parts and parcel, who were like his parts. And also to visit Devendra's house in Nemu Goswami's lane. So Devendra is a householder devotee. Devendranath Tagore? No, that is Devendranath Tagore is Rabindranath Tagore's father. No. Devendranath Mazumdar. Devendranath Mazumdar. You people will know him if you know the song Bhavasagara Tarana Karana Hai. It is Devendranath who has composed this song. In Calcutta, near the Advaita Ashram, in the same lane, there is a house where he used to stay for some days. And there, that house was graced by Holy Mother. And later on, he made it a trust. And so, it has become like a, what we call the private ashrama, where shrine is beautiful and every day some devotees gather and in the arati time, and the arati and sometimes some reading, that is the Devendra's introduction. So that is that Devendra. And his house was near about Bagbazar. So he has to go to that house. That is one purpose. But the main purpose is to meet the young devotees who were like his part and parcel. Master to him, I gave my word that I would be here at 3 o'clock. So I have come. But it is very hot. M. Yes, sir. You must have suffered very much. The devotees were fanning Sri Ramakrishna. No. Anyway, who were the devotees is not mentioned. Master, I have come here for Baburam and the younger Naren. That is the special purpose of his coming. And one more, why haven't you brought Purna? So, as if expecting Master Mahashaya will bring Purna with him. When Master Mahashaya knows Sri Ramakrishna has to come to Calcutta, it is easier to bring Purna. M. But there is another problem. M. He doesn't like to come to a gathering of people. He is afraid you might praise him before others, and his relatives might then hear about it. So, Sri Ramakrishna sometimes used to go and bring Purna to Balram's house and talk with him, and he used to go back to school. That is a different thing. But when other devotees are coming and there is an assembly, and if Purna comes, then naturally the news will reach his house. And the house people were against Purna's coming to Sri Ramakrishna. Master, yes, that is true. We accepted. I won't do it in future. That means I will not praise him in public, in devotees. Well, I understand that you are giving Purna religious instruction. That is fine. So, always Purna is not able to come to Sri Ramakrishna, or is not possible for Sri Ramakrishna to meet Purna. But Purna being Master Mahashaya's student, it is easy for Master Mahashaya to talk religious, spiritual matters to him. So Thakur has appreciated that. As a matter of fact, the same thing is written in one of the textbooks of the school. Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar school was there, and Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar has written a book as a textbook for the school, and there he has written in English, it says, with all thy soul, love God alone. Love God above. Oh. With all thy soul, love God above. Ishwar's idea. And as thyself, thy neighbor love. So these are the two lines Master Mahashaya is telling in the footnote in Bengali book. So it has two ideas, but we are concerned with the first idea. That love God with all thy soul, and as you love yourself, so you should love your neighbor also. No, that is not the relevant topic at present. Why Master Mahashaya says like that? Master Mahashaya is the headmaster. If he talks about God, the management of the school may object to him that you are not teaching your syllabus, you are teaching something else. So Master Mahashaya is defending himself by telling those whom you call the management or owners of the school, themselves are written in their work. So it is not wrong if I am teaching that what they have written. If their guardians are displeased with such teaching, it can't be helped. If any guardian objects, then I will say the management has written this it is in the textbook itself. So I am teaching what is in the textbook itself. Now Thakur has a beautiful comment on this, because we found Ishwar Vidyasagar's faith or love for God was very, very superficial. Though he was doing great work, Master, no doubt, many things like that are written in those books, but the authors themselves do not assimilate what they write. This power of assimilation comes from associating with holy men. So, receptivity, spiritual receptivity. Writing is a different thing, very formal something, but beautiful analysis Thakur has made. But the spiritual receptivity, how does it come in man? By associating with the sadhus, whose whole life is dedicated to God, who are not attached to anything in the world, who have given up the world and devoted to God. By association with sadhus only, the devotion grows, attraction grows, assimilation, a spiritual idea becomes possible. People listen to instruction only when it is given by a sadhu who has truly renounced the world. They are not much impressed by the writings or the words of a mere scholar. They will read that and write in the examination, but that will not go inside at all what is written in the textbook. But if a sadhu talks of that, then no, he has realized it and he has given up the world for the sake of God. So that impresses people more. Remember, suppose a physician has a big jar of molasses by his side and he asks his patients not to eat molasses. The patients won't pay much attention to his advice because they see he takes it. So there is not bad like that. So what he behaves is more important to impress people. Well, how do you find Purna? Does he go into ecstatic moods? M. No, I haven't noticed in him any outer sign of such emotion. One day I told him, those words of yours, this emotion may be replaced by bhava. Inner experience. Master, what words? You told us that if a man is a small receptacle, he cannot control spiritual emotion. But if he is a large receptacle, he experiences intense emotion without showing it outwardly. This is a spiritual feeling. We are told many, many times. Emotion is biological. Feeling is in the depths of the heart. And the bhava is an experience also. You said that a big lake does not become disturbed when an elephant enters it. But when the elephant enters a pool, one sees tremendous confusion and the water splashes on the banks. Confusion? Upheaval. You may say upheaval. Tremendous upheaval. Master. Purna will not show his emotion outwardly. He hasn't that kind of temperament. His other signs are good. What do you say? His eyes are very bright and prominent. Master, mere bright eyes are not enough. So spiritual, there is a physiognomy, which Thakur knows wonderfully well. And we go by appearances. So Thakur corrects it. It is not mere brightness, but there is something special. The eyes of a godly person are different. Did you ask him what he felt after meeting me? So Thakur is examining what are the inner reactions of Purna through Master Mashe. Yes, sir, we talked about that. He has been telling me for the last 4 or 5 days that whenever he thinks of God or repeats his name, tears flow from his eyes and the hair on his body stands on end. Such is his joy. So, some expressions are bound to come, though he does not like it. Master, indeed, that's all he needs. So Thakur could judge there are inner experiences, and though he tries to control, they come out. So they are very strong inside. And that's all he needs. That means he is going to progress correctly. The master and M were silent a few moments. Then M said, he is waiting. Master who? M. Purna. So Purna has come. Not in the assembly. Perhaps he has been standing at the door of his house. When any of us passes that way, he will come running and salute us. See his attraction? Master, Sri Ramakrishna was resting. So where has he come? Baniyache outside that Balaram's house. The master was in a rapturous mood. Quoting from a song, he said, sorry, page. Oh, we have finished this. Oh. Sri Ramakrishna was resting, reclining against a bolster. M had brought with him a 12-year-old boy who was a student in his school. His name was Kshirod. So Master Masha, finding any boy inclined towards religion, used to bring him to meet the master. And he is a nice boy. He finds great joy in spiritual talk. Master, smiling. He has eyes like a deer's. The boy saluted Sri Ramakrishna, touching his feet. Then he gently stroked the master's feet. So started doing, he must have good attraction. He immediately started service. Master to him, Rakhal is staying at home now. He has an abscess and is not well. I understand that his wife expects a baby. Paltu and Vinod were seated in front of Sri Ramakrishna. See, Thakur had to come for Babu Ram and Naren. But Master Masha has informed many students and they are all come. Paltu, Vinod, they were all small babies, small boys. And they have come. Master to Paltu, smiling. What did you say to your father? To him. He answered back when his father told him not to come here. To Paltu. What did you say? Paltu. I said to him, to his father, yes, I go to him. Is that wrong? The master and him laughed. I shall say more if necessary. The Paltu has become very bored. Master to him smiling, no, should we go so far? That means what he has replied is enough. No, sir, he should not go too far. Sri Ramakrishna laughed. Master to Vinod, Andarva, how are you? Why haven't you come to Dakshineshwar? Vinod, I almost came, but then I was afraid of falling ill again. So when he had gone to Dakshineshwar, he had fallen ill, so I have been ill and I am not doing well. Master, come to Dakshineshwar with me. The air is very good there. You will recover. Because it is near the Ganges. And village outside Calcutta, not thickly populated like Calcutta. The younger Naren entered the room. Sri Ramakrishna was going out to wash his hands and face. The younger Naren followed him with a towel. He wanted to pour water for the master. M was with them. We know Thakur could not hold a metal pot. So he used to do ablutions. Somebody with the pot used to go with him. And Narendra is going, younger Narendra. Master, it's very hot today. M, yes, sir. Master, how do you live in the that small room of yours, doesn't it get very hot on the upper floor? So Thakur knows Master Macha's house situation. Yes, sir, it gets very hot, Master. Besides, your wife has been suffering from brain trouble. You should keep her in a cool room. Because her son had died, young son, she was behaving like a mad person, agitated always, so that heats up the brain. Yes, sir. I've asked her to sleep downstairs. In a multi-story building, the downstairs are automatically cool. Master, to him, why didn't you come to Dakshineshwar last Sunday? M. Sir, there was no one else at home. My wife was not well, and no one was there to look after her. Sri Ramakrishna, so straight answer, not hiding anything, not pretending. Sri Ramakrishna was on his way in a carriage to Devendra's house in Nimu Goswami Lane. These places are mentioned because those who are acquainted with Calcutta can visualize those. That's why in the Gospel we find many details are mentioned. When we are not in Calcutta, we may not know them. But people of Calcutta can identify and visualize where he is going. The younger Naren M and one or two other devotees were with him. The master felt great yearning for Purna. Purna is in his mind continuously. He began to talk of the young disciple. Master to him, he said, I will not praise him before others. But he goes on talking. Master to him, a great soul. Oh, or how could he make me do japa for his welfare? So this is the news to the master. For his welfare, Thakur has done japa. So he must have been a great soul for whom Thakur is so much worried and anxious and solicitous. But Purna doesn't know anything about it. He has not told Purna, I am doing like this for you. He will feel very shy and ashamed. He may say, please don't do that for my sake. But Sri Ramakrishna is telling, I have done it. Him and the other devotees were amazed at these words. Because for him, he is doing japa. Master, it would have been nice if you had brought him here with you today. Why didn't you? So he has said that he doesn't want to come and all that. But Thakur so much wants to see him. He tried to satisfy himself by telling you are giving religious instruction and all that. And he accepted in a way that he does not want to come in the assembly. But his eagerness for Purna is so much. He said you should have brought him. Seeing the younger Naren laugh, the master and the other devotees laughed too. Why suddenly they are laughing? He has a smile due to his joy and seeing Thakur's eagerness for Purna. Seeing the younger Naren laugh, the master and the other devotees laughed too. The master said to him, laughing and pointing to Naren, look at him, look how knave he looks when he laughs, as if he knew nothing. He never thinks of these three things, land, wife and money. जमीन जोरू और रुपया हिंदी में कहते हैं. God cannot be realized unless the mind is totally free from woman and gold. His constant the idea of enjoyment idea of means of enjoyment. When one thinks of that, mind is polluted, mind is brought down. So they cannot see God. The courage proceeded to Devendra's house. Once Sri Ramakrishna had said to Devendra at Dakshineshwar, I have been thinking of visiting your house one day. Devendra had replied, the same idea came to my mind. He had not spoken to Thakur, but Thakur had understood that. The same idea came to my mind today, and I have come here to ask that favor of you. So he has come to Balram's house to take him. You must grace my house this Sunday. But the master had said, you have a small income, don't invite many people. The carriage hire will also run to a big amount. Devendra had answered laughing, what if my income is small? One can run into debt to eat butter. That is an old Sanskrit saying about the Charvakas, those who don't care about the future life. At this word, Sri Ramakrishna had laughed a long time. This case was different. For holy company he wanted. Soon the carriage reached Devendra's house. Sri Ramakrishna said to him, Devendra, don't make elaborate arrangement for my meal. Something very simple will do. I am not very well today. Sri Ramakrishna seated himself in the drawing room on the ground floor of Devendra's house. The devotees sat around him. It was evening. The room was well lighted. The younger Naren, Ram, M, Girish, Devendra, Akshay, Upendra, and some other devotees were present. So Devendra had made it into a festival like, and he had invited all the devotees to his house. As the master cast his glance on a young devotee, his face beamed with joy. So he has mentioned all elderly devotees. But master's face, as soon as it went to a young boy, he was filled with joy. Pointing to the devotee, Sri Ramakrishna said to the others, he is totally free from attachment to land, wife, and money. The three things that entangled one in worldliness, the mind that dwells on these three cannot be fixed on God. He saw a vision too to the devotee. Tell us, what did you say? Devotee, here Master Masha has given his name. Devotee laughing. I saw a heap of dung. Some were seated on it and some sat at a distance. Master. It was a vision of the plight of the worldly people who are forgetful of God. It shows that all these desires are disappearing from his mind. Need one worry about anything if one's mind is detached from woman and God? How strange. Only after much meditation and japa could I get rid of these desires, and how quickly he could banish them from his mind. What is some particular devotee is going on? Is it Master Masha? No, but he said young devotee. Is it an easy matter to get rid of lust? I myself felt a great sensation in my heart 6 months after I had begun to my spiritual practice. Then I threw myself on the ground under a tree and wept bitterly. I said to the Divine Mother, Mother, if it comes to that, I shall certainly cut my throat with a knife. Now, this one has to understand that Kama, as it entered Thakur, cannot be like our Kama at all. It has been described as Kama Gandhahin. But Sardan Swami has also described that the pain felt by a really spiritual man on any small defects entering is too much compared to if a man is worldly and he has again and again habit of doing this, he becomes blunt, he does not require a pain. So the point is here, Thakur felt pain very much, not that he had an onrush of very great karma. That one must understand. And so much so that if any trace of karma comes again, I'll cut myself. To the devotees, if the mind is free from woman and God, then what else can obstruct a man? He enjoys then only the bliss of Brahman. So in the idea of enjoyment in the world or means of enjoyment in the world, they are not there. He is enjoying God's beauty. Shashi had recently been visiting Sri Ramakrishna, that is Swami Ramakrishna. He was studying in the Vidyasagar College for his bachelor's degree. The master began to talk about him. Master, to the devotee, that boy will think of money for some time, but there are some who will never do so. Some of the youngsters will not marry. So Thakur has known everything, and they are separated in groups. The devotee listened silently to the master. Master, it is hard to recognize an incarnation of God unless the mind is totally free from woman and God. A man asked a seller of eggplants the value of a diamond. He said, I can give 9 shares of eggplants in exchange and not one more. So everybody, according to his capacity, understand the value. Diamond was there. And he said, I can give 9 shares, not even one more. At these words, all the devotees laughed. The younger Naren laughed very loudly. Sri Ramakrishna noticed that he had quickly understood the implication of these words. That is why he had laughed. Master, what a subtle mind he has. Nanta also could understand things that way. So, to understand spiritual truth, the depth of spiritual truth requires a man free from the ideas of Kamini-Kanchan. And Thakur remembered his Vedantic Guru, Totapuri. He could also understand in a flash. I remember here, revered Swami Tapasyanji in one of the lectures in Nagpur had said that some people say Upanishads are difficult, we cannot understand. To that, Tapasyanji's reply was, it is not difficult like some difficult, complicated mathematical problem or some philosophical riddle. Those who are pure in heart understand. Those who are not pure in hand find it difficult to understand. That is about the spiritual truth. The Nagpurians remember that statement of it, which was told many years back. Master, what a subtle mind he has. Nanta also could understand things that way in a flash. The meaning of the Gita, the Bhagavata, and other scriptures. Medha, that quality is called. Renunciation of woman and gold from boyhood. Amazing indeed. It falls to the lot of very few. A person without such renunciation is like a mango struck by a hailstone. The fruit cannot be offered to the deity, and even a man hesitates to eat it. So impure mind is like that. There are people who during their youth committed many sins, but in old age chant the name of God. Well, that is better than nothing. Change. The mother of a certain Malik who belonged to a very noble family asked me if prostitutes should ever be saved. She herself had led that kind of the life. That is why she asked the question. I said, yes, they too will be saved if only they cry to God with a yearning heart and promise not to repeat their sins. That is the main thing. What will the mere chanting of Hari's name accomplish? One must weep sincerely. So, answer is there for everything, but with a right. If you do like this, all right. The kirtan began to accompaniment of drums and cymbals. That festival was arranged. The singer was a professional. He sang about Sri Gauranga's initiation as a monk by Keshav Bharati. Oh, what a vision I have beheld in Keshav Bharati's hut, Gora, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in all his matchless grace, shedding tears in 1,000 streams. That is sannyasi ritual there. Sri Ramakrishna went into ecstasy when he heard this song. The musician sang again, describing the suffering of a milkmaid of Vrindavan as her separation from Sri Krishna, at her separation from Sri Krishna. She was seeking her Krishna in the Madhavi Bower. Madhavi is a kind of creeper, and a bower is made of that, and there she is seeking Krishna. Oh Madhavi, give me back my sweet one. Here there is a pun on the word in Bengali. Sri Krishna is called Madhav, and the name of that creeper is Madhavi, as if she is wife of Krishna. And so the man who composed this song says, Oh Madhavi, give me back my sweet one. Madhav has been translated as sweet one. Give me back my sweet one. Give him back, for he is mine, and make me your slave forever. Madhavi's slave she will become if she gets Madhav. He is my life, as water is to the fish. O Madhavi, you have hidden him in your bosom. I am a simple, guileless girl, and you have stolen my beloved. O Madhavi, I die for my sweet one. I cannot bear to live without him. Without my Madhava, I shall die. Oh, give him back to me. Now and then Sri Ramakrishna sang with the musicians, improvising lines. How far from here is Mathura, where dwells the beloved of my soul? Sri Ramakrishna went into Samadhi. His body was motionless. He remained in that state a long time. That is usual with Sri Ramakrishna. Gradually he came down to the consciousness of the outer world. Still in a spiritual mood, he began to talk, sometimes addressing the devotees, sometimes to the Divine Mother. So he is experiencing in between state. Sometimes he is talking to the devotees, but sometimes he is talking to the inner reality. Master, Mother, please attract him to you, thee. I cannot worry about him anymore. With some young devotee, to him, my mind is inclined a little to your brother-in-law. His name also was Kishori, perhaps. To Girish, you utter many abusive and vulgar words, but that doesn't matter. It is better for those things to come out. There are some people who fall ill on account of blood poisoning. The more the polluted blood finds an outlet, the better it is for them. So these words coming out at the time when the upadhi of a man is being destroyed, it makes a loud noise, as it were. Upadhi means some function which is not his nature, but is assumed as his nature. Wood cracks when it burns. There is no more noise when the burning is over. That is the wood from the Sundari forest. As it burns, the juice sap comes behind, and when it reaches the last part, it makes a great noise. But after it is extinguished, then nothing. You will be purer day by day. The meaning is that somebody, okay. You will improve very much day by day. People will marvel at you. I may not come many more times, but that doesn't matter. You will succeed by yourself. The master's spiritual mood became very intense. Again, he talked to the Divine Mother, Master, Mother, what credit is there in making a man good who is already good? O Mother, what will thou accomplish by killing one who is already dead? Only if thou canst kill a person who is still standing erect, wilt thou show thy glory. So a resistance is there, but when you break that resistance, that shows your glory, God's glory. Sri Ramakrishna remained silent a few moments. Suddenly he said in a slightly raised voice, I have come from Dakshineshwar. I am going, Mother. It was as if a child had heard the call of the mother from a distance and was responding to it. He again became motionless, absorbed in samadhi. The devotees looked at him with unwinking eyes. Still in an ecstatic mood, he said, I shall not eat any more luchi. Luchi is the fried chapati made of maida. At the point, a few Vaishnava priests who had come from neighborhood left the place. They could not understand, perhaps. Sri Ramakrishna began to talk with his devotees in a very joyous spirit. It was the month of April and the day was very sultry. Devendra had made ice cream. He offered it to the master and the devotees. M said in a low voice, encore, encore. The devotees laughed At the sight of the ice cream, Sri Ramakrishna was happy as a child. Master, the kirtan was very nice. The song described beautifully the gopi state of mind. Oh Madhavi, give me back my sweet one. The milkmaids of Vrindavan were drunk with ecstasy, ecstatic love for Krishna. How wonderful, mad for Krishna. Hmm. A devotee pointing to the another devotee said, he has the attitude of the gopis. That is what Master Ma says himself. Ram, no, he has both the attitude of tender love and the attitude of austere knowledge. Master, what is it you are talking about? Sri Ramakrishna inquired about Surendra. Ram, I sent him word, but he hasn't come. Master, he gets very tired from his heavy office work. A devotee, Ram Babu has been writing about you. Master smiling. What is he writing? Devotee, he is writing an article on the Bhakti of the Paramahamsa. Master, good. That will make Ram famous. This is an important thing. Ram will say, I am talking about Sri Ramakrishna and making him known to people. Thakur says, God will himself do that. You need not. If you write, you will become famous. Girish smiling. He says he is your disciple. Master, I have no disciple. I am the servant of Rama. So Thakur did not like to call himself a guru. Some people of the neighborhood had dropped in, but they did not please the master. He said, what sort of place is this? I don't find a single pious soul here. Devendra took Sri Ramakrishna into the inner apartment and offered him refreshment. Afterward, the master returned to the drawing room with a happy face and took his seat. The devotees sat around him. Upendra and Akshay sat on either side of him and stroked his feet. Upendra is mentioned here. Huh? Upendra is person who asked for money and struggled and made that basmati press. The master spoke highly of the women of Devendra's family, saying, they are very nice. They come from the country, so they are very pious. Village people were more religious than the moderns who have lost their faith. The master was absorbed in his own joy. In a happy mood, he began to sing, unless a man is simple, he cannot recognize God, the simple one. God is simple because he is one without a second. There is no chance of crookedness. If a man is simple like God, then he receives the grace of God. We must distinguish between simplicity and simpleton. The master was absorbed in his own joy. In a happy mood, he began to sing. Unless a man is simple, he cannot recognize God, the simple one. Again he sang, stay your steps, O wandering monk. Stand there with begging bowl in hand, and let me behold your radiant face. This also is addressed to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Once more, a mendicant has come to us, ever absorbed in divine moods. Wholly alike is he to Hindu and Musalman. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay. Girish saluted the master and took his leave. Devendra and the other devotees took the master to his carriage. Seeing that one of his neighbors was sound asleep on a bench in the courtyard, Devendra woke him up. The neighbor rubbed his eyes and said, has the Paramahansa come? All burst into laughter. The man had come a long time before Sri Ramakrishna's arrival, and because of the heat, had spread a mat on the bench, lain down, and gone sound asleep. So now you think Sri Ramakrishna's carriage proceeded to Dakshineshwar. He said to him happily, I have eaten a good deal of ice cream. Bring 4 or 5 cones for me when you come to Dakshineshwar. Continuing, he said, now my mind is drawn to those few youngsters, the younger Naren, Purna, and your brother-in-law, M. Do you mean Dvija? Master, no, he's all right. I mean his elder brother. The carriage pulled on to the Kali temple at Dakshineshwar. So, we have finished that day's reading. So, let us stop here. Om Tava Kathāmritam Tapta Jivanam Kaviviridhitam Kalmashapam Shravanamangalam Srimadaatatam Bhuigrananti Ye Bhurida Jana Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.